It's not on yet.
Steve, is this thing on?
It is on, Jeffrey Emmett. How are you? How is everyone out there today in UC Arland? We have what we like to call a full house because everywhere you look, we got co-hosts today. We got co-hosts at the wazoo. So let's start with, who do we start with today?
Miss
Maybe
Katie.
we'll start with, we better start with the boss before he fires us all. So Jeff, how are you today, girl?
Girl, I'd like to say things are good, but we got to talk. I saw some movies. It's not cute. I watched the Punky Brewster reboot. Some things to say.
We'll talk about. We'll talk about Punky. We will talk about Punky. Miss Katie, you have been away for a little while, but now she's back.
Hi, my babies. I missed you. Happy birthday, Stevie. Happy birthday from the U.S.
Thank you. It is my US birthday today. So thank you.
Man, I've been missing you guys so much.
She's been missing our strawberry kisses.
It's been a wild month.
She has no idea what that reference is.
That's okay. Right. That's all right.
Okay, we also have for the first time in a long time, Miss Marie. How are you, my love?
In Florida, I had COVID, unfortunately. So
yeah,
I went through the family and.
You got the COVID, girl.
I did. I was asymptomatic, O-negative female. So I didn't seem to do too bad. No coughing, no sneezing, no shortness of breath. I just noticed I had a low-grade fever, like 99.0. I was like, let me go get tested. And, a lot of going around. It broke the same night I got it. And then I just quarantined for 2 weeks because, that's what you're supposed to do. So my husband didn't do so well. He got the vaccine. It lowered his immune system. I was already well out of quarantine. He got it most likely from work, running patients. And then he got really sick with it. And then he just got his second vaccine and he's running like 101 fever, even though he just had COVID. So, we're not really understanding it. Like, why do people do well? People don't do well. Some people just lose, whatever. And
it's the Russian roulette, isn't it?
It is, and I think they're starting to say that Spanish people and dark-skinned people are having a harder time with it. And, my father-in-law was a healthy 60-year-old Spanish man, and it killed him in 3 weeks. So we're going to the funeral this weekend. I mean, it was terrible. Like, he's healthy, rode a bike 10 miles a day, didn't do anything crazy, ate good, worked out, and it just took him. So we don't really know why, but this is what we're dealing with now. So I'm kind of like, I'm getting the vaccine when it's available for me, because I'm obviously not going to get sick from it, but other people, it's killing them. So, yeah.
So crazy. We're so sorry to hear that, Marie.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Love you, honey.
Thank you.
All right, Miss Vera. Speaking of vaccines, here's our resident vaccine queen.
Vera.
Oh, vaccine queen.
Well, I'm like 4 weeks out from my vaccine, so God willing, and the variants don't kill me. I am a Hispanic woman of a certain age, and I am the chubby girl, so I have all these risk factors.
This bitch.
Chubby. You are juicy, and don't call it anything else.
She's festively plump with leftovers. Isn't that right, Vera?
I like that.
We had Christmas, and those leftovers just hung around. It's okay. And of course, we have Luke. How are you today, Bubs?
Oh, look, I actually forgot that I had to talk because I was just watching everyone else. Look, I'm doing okay. I've got stuff happening that's just so boring, with banks and maybe selling my house and blah blah blah. But that's not really important to the audience. So
inquiring minds want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. This is the problem.
Okay, wait. My daughter swore at me the other day.
There we go.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, she asked me, why do I have to be so shit? And I'm like, what?
Why do you have to be so shit?
Yeah, and I was like, thanks, baby. Yeah, no, she flies with them. So anyway,
I just gotta look at the chat. I see Anne's in there. of Anne
Yes,
and Renata
the
fame.
lovely Anne of Anne and Renata
Oh, hi,
fame.
Ian.
Oh,
Hello,
Fan
Anne.
girl.
oh, she
So-
gave condolences to you,
Oh.
Marie.
Thank
Hey, we
you.
haven't asked
Looking
Sandy
good.
how she's going. Hey, Sandy.
Yeah, so for those of us that are watching and not listening, we have our resident queen of all things counselling. I know where to go there for a hot second. Hi, Sandy. How are
Reaching for it.
you?
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever everyone is joining us from. But I think the majority of us in the panel it's nighttime, isn't it, guys, in the US?
It is.
Yeah. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me back again. Yeah.
Not a problem. So the reason why we have you back, among many, is that we are doing a follow-up show to our quite popular, actually, show that we did last year, which was Ask Sandy. We're going to play a little promo for it right now.
Feeling lost? Need a fresh set of ears to listen to your problems and give you advice to get through and move on? Why not ask Sandy? The UCR team and I are here to help you. So why not submit your question or problem to myuncensoredradio@gmail.com. You can be completely anonymous, feel better, and start taking the first steps to a healthier, happier you. Don't be shy and ask Sandy.
So soothing.
I know.
Wasn't
so
that very
true.
heartfelt?
Well done,
Great.
Luke. That was really good. I feel like I need to lay down.
I
So,
know.
Sandy, why don't you tell us a little bit about, for those of the audience that haven't, really checked in on us, what is it that you do, and what can we do with Ask Sandy that'll help people out there?
Okay, first of all, I want to say, can you guys do my marketing? From here on, when I do go back into private practice, that was wonderful. So I'm a social worker, and I've worked in a lot of different areas, predominantly in mental health. So my passion is obviously making people feel good, and that journey towards your own personal empowerment and achieving your goals and living a life that's worth living and it's fulfilling and it's meaningful. So that's something that's quite meaningful to me as a practitioner. And in terms of Ask Sandy, I'm hoping that we can, give this opportunity to people who may be a little bit contemplative about coming to therapy, or, in that stage of considering whether that's something that they want to do. Or maybe it's just stuff that you may be a little bit embarrassed about bringing up with a therapist. I mean, sometimes developing that rapport and that level of trust is... Or you just want to talk to this panel who have a lot of insight and wonderful wisdom. I think we saw that last time in the last Ask Sandy. I was just one piece of the pie. We had some wonderful contributions, I think. So much wealth of lived experience just in this group here. So I think that in a nutshell, sort of summarizes a little bit about what you can get from asking Sandy and the panel about some
There
of
was
those.
a lot too, wasn't there, Sandy? Like with the last lot of questions, they were just so varied. Like we even had like a girl that was like, born in Asia but living in Australia that wants to go through IVF, and like it was very varied. Like everything that came through was sort of, we had to do research because they were throwing us curveballs.
Look, we do actually have to make an apology, because Jeff said today that he found a whole heap of emails from the first Ask Sandy that we didn't know about. So
Thanks a lot, Jeff.
If you didn't get your question answered the first time, check us out the next time, and you might get your question answered.
Yeah,
so,
we'll retroactively add them. We will,
yes,
because
of course.
And please note, any advice you get from our show is just for entertainment purposes only, and not official medical advice.
I love those entertainment porpoises. They're so good.
It keeps me out of hot water if I'm ever identified. So
Exactly. we love the mystery of the Sandy. It's like, ooh, who is she?
Honey, you missed
Sandy's
Tuesday's
like
show.
our naughty secret.
If you heard what Katrina was saying about Demi Lovato, and Luke was just as bad.
Yeah, look. Hurt people, don't they?
I just wanted to say about Perez Hilton. He just didn't look okay. That's all I said.
Oh, yeah, you were reading.
He never looked okay. I'm with you.
So
He's
yeah, I'm
not
really
a
looking
nice
forward to
human.
another ask. I'm really looking forward to another ask, Sandy, because as you said, the panel got really involved too, and I think there was some great advice that came out from all of that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that's something in my profession anyway, in social work. I mean, we don't view ourselves as experts. Clients, the people around us, you know, our friends and family, they're the experts. They're, you know, our groups, our tribe, our people. They're who will help us. And, you know, it's just about accessing and tapping into those resources, isn't it?
Well, God help you if you're part of our tribe, but that's okay. We're crazy,
We're a nice
girl. We're
tribe.
crazy.
We can barely help
Sandy,
ourselves. We
I
can't
need to
help
ask Sandy first. Sandy, are you going to stay for like the first part of our hot topics today?
Yes, absolutely. Why not? And I wanted to just say that the people that we had last time who wrote in, I'm wondering, this is, you know, I know we're on air and I just want to put it out there, but if
Are we doing a
feel
follow-up?
comfortable- Yes. Can we do a follow-up? Like, how did it go? Like, you got some advice from
Absolutely.
the panel. If you're hearing us today, follow us
I would
up.
love to hear from the woman who was considering doing IVF. I want to hear if she went through with it.
Actually, she's messaged me again. Asian girl. Or
Did
whatever name we gave her on the show. But that was her name she gave herself, was Asian girl. Yeah, no, she's messaged me since. So we'll do a follow-up on her.
Oh, good.
Very interesting. Well, since we've already talked about it, we might as well get into today's
hot load of hot topics.
That picture of Katrina just
And then
tickles.
Vera's hot voice. Woo!
I know, it's a
Vera,
sexy time.
I was going to say, Vera's really missed her calling because she has a sexy voice. Like Vera.
You know, if that.
Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it, Vera?
Hey, you know, nursing never works out.
I don't know.
Let's talk about sex to start with. So, Sex in the City reboot seems to be bleeding original cast members like no one's business. So no Mr. Big, no Steve, no Samantha. So far the only confirmed cast is Sarah Jessica Parker, and the other two that no one really cares
that's not
about.
true. Steve supposedly is still working out a deal.
Oh, okay.
And I saw on Instagram on comments from celebs page that Mr. Big said you shouldn't believe everything you read on page 6. So,
well, originally, like the scoop was that he was going to die in the third movie. They were going to kill his ass. So maybe
It just killed careers instead. That third movie.
It wouldn't break my heart if she ended up with Aiden.
Aiden is very, very pretty, isn't
But
he?
wouldn't it be so cheap though? Like she kissed him in the second movie, and it was so upset, went to Big, and he's got kids, and
yeah.
Can we just go around the room quickly and say who's actually looking forward to this? Because I don't even watch Sex in the City. I don't give a shit.
All right, start with Jeff.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm not as excited because Kim Cattrall's not going to be in it, but I still nosy.
Steve,
I don't watch it.
you're a bad gay.
Katie, obviously.
I'm invested. I'm going to watch it.
Marie, were you a Sex in the City girl? No, she's thumbs down from Florida. No.
I didn't watch it the first time. I don't know.
Sandy, you gonna watch it?
I've never watched it. I'm
What the fuck?
I'm not invested.
Yeah, Australians don't care about narcissistic New Yorkers. We don't care.
Hold on
just
to that
like-
because that's our next series. What about Vera?
I, as a narcissistic New Yorker,
Are you? You're
I
not
am
narcissistic.
invested.
my girl.
I don't have big expectations. You know, the last movie was a little, and you know, without Mr. I never was a big fan. I mean, yes, it was that big, great love story, but I liked Aiden better.
Right. Well, Big's kind of an asshole, right? Like he was.
Yeah, he
was.
treated her bad. He treated her rough.
He
Well, Aiden had his moments too.
Sandy, you know, we need you to watch the series so you can analyze all
God.
of Carrie's bad boyfriends.
The whole series.
There's nothing to analyze. He had money. That was the reason she was attracted to him. He was a piece of shit, and she still kept trying to go for him because he had
Well,
money.
Luke, that is a
Done.
great segue. That is a fantastic segue because the Kim Ye Kingdom has fallen, ladies and gentlemen. It is confirmed 100% happening that Kim and Kanye are donezo. Are we at all surprised with this?
I'm surprised it took so long.
Vera stole my bit.
Don't care.
I don't care.
Same.
I don't like him. I don't like Kanye. He did that one song that like had what Ease the Pain or no Through the Fire in the background. It was all
Through the Wire.
Oh yeah, that's it. Whatever. I'm old. I can't remember. My brain don't work. I got 3 kids. The hell do you want?
It was his first single, and he recorded it with his jaw wired shut. It was kind of impressive.
No, I don't care.
But Marie, how do you feel? Marie, I want to know how you feel about this.
About Kim and Kanye, I feel like it's kind of like a sperm donor for her.
Oh, damn. That's a hot take.
Just because
I
feel like they get to a point and they're like, oh, I want to have children. So they just find these guys to have kids with, and then they don't end up with them. And when you see them on camera, the relationships are terrible. And I just am like, I think that there's been rumors about those two and their relationship for a really long time. So, you know, she got her, what, how many kids do they have now? Like 4?
19.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
Well, while we've got Sandy here, we should talk about it because Kanye has, you know, very well documented mental issues. Obviously, that plays a part in the breakup of a marriage, but especially one that's under such scrutiny. What's your take on that, Sandy?
I would have to say that I'm in agreement with. Is it Marie? Marie?
Yes.
Is that how I say your name? Yeah, Marie.
Yes.
I think that I'm in agreement with you that, yeah, he's been a bit of a sperm donor. I mean, we just have a look at, you know, how unwell I think he is, Kanye. On a serious note, he is unwell. You know, there's some identity stuff going on there. I don't know much about his childhood or his background, but I think that's where you would start.
His mom died getting plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
On the table.
He was wrong before that.
Is dad around? Is anyone know?
No, there's no father figure that I know of.
Not that I know of either.
No, the only father figure in that situation is Kris Jenner.
Oh God.
What
She's
did
got
it
a
for
big
me?
set of balls.
Yeah. The ones that Bruce had.
Oh no, honey, no transcripts, no.
Welcome back, Katie.
No, baby, what is you doing?
Actually, can we lead in from that to the Mr. Potato Head thing, Stevie?
Yes, we can. So I don't know this. I just kind of went really this morning for the first time in 70 years since the product's inception. The Mister will be dropped.
Well, are they going to
Potato Head?
Are they
known
going to
simply as Potato Head moving forward, giving the classic toy a gender-neutral name.
Who came up with generations? What does it say? Generations of memories mashed?
That would be me. That would be me.
Well, here's my question: if they're going to drop the Mr. Potato Head, are they dropping the Mrs. Potato Head?
Exactly. What they had both. So what's the issue?
It's
why drop it? I
Generations.
think it's pandering as crazy. But Sandy, I think you need to handle this.
But I have a bit of information. Potatoes are in fact gender neutral.
They are.
So we are only assigning them the gender that we want. So Sandy,
absolutely.
That's you, girl.
But what's
Sandy,
wrong with assigning them genders? There was a male Potato Head, Mr. Potato Head, Mrs. Potato Head. Toy Story is a great film. Why are we suddenly retroactively like, oh, let's erase the past?
So
like, you know, oh, we can't have a Mr. Potato Head. We can't have a Mrs. Potato Head because, you know, someone might be offended 20 years from now. Like,
I'm with Steve. I think it was fundamentally flawed. Philosophically, let's look at it. They were just potatoes.
Like literal potatoes when they first came out. They were literal potatoes.
If you want to make the argument that there's more than two genders, fine, but then just leave it as Potato Head, like from the jump.
Then aren't we all potatoes, really?
We are all just mashed potatoes.
We're
really.
all just potatoes. We're all just.
Are we
I'm
Potatoes.
just saying.
for shit to be offended that we need to be offended by this?
Well, he has always been Mr. Potato Head, so now we're renaming something.
Okay,
Like
Grandpa.
I get,
And
well,
I just
get
think
that it's-
why. Like,
no,
I get
look,
it's a potato. I get it. Like, it's
Woo.
who cares? But
I see Luke's side of the thing where like it is very woke to go, okay, gender neutral potato. I mean, I can't believe we're talking about this actually.
It's just a potato. It doesn't have genitalia.
I know, but
it's a
is it sending-
character.
Is it sending the message to the people 70 years past that everything we know about that product and thus our lives is wrong?
I'll put this to you, Jeff. Would you be happy tomorrow if we started calling Miss Piggy Mr. Piggy and she had to identify as a male?
I
No,
think the whole
just
thing's
pig.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's a fucking character for a little kid to dress up a potato as a person. So what's wrong with calling it Mr.? Who's gonna be mad? And if they are mad, they need to ask Sandy for help.
Listen, say it with me, folks. Gender is a social construct. The fact that we have to gender, it's hard, these toys for kids. What is the fucking point? Okay.
Have you guys been down the Barbie aisle lately? Now they have plus.
I love Fat Barbie.
Barbies.
Fat
They
Barbie
have-
makes me so
Yeah,
happy.
they have plus size Barbies. They have all different
Wheelchair Barbie. She's
Wheelchair
going-
Car Barbie.
Barbie with a big Barbie. Okay, so my stepdaughter decided to put her Ken doll in a dress, and I kept my husband in the bedroom changing the Ken doll, and I was like, he goes, Why was this Ken in a dress? I said, probably because she changed his clothes. Like, she's 6. Like, she doesn't understand it. He goes, well, I kind of feel better now that he's in boy clothes. Like, I said, then go to Walmart
Ooh.
clothes. So he really didn't know how to take her putting the boy Barbies in.
Oh no! Heaven forbid a girl.
And look,
boy
I've got
with
it.
a
That's
skirt or
that's
something.
another fantastic segue to close-minded idiots. No, joking.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Have
this
we-
is the closed-minded idiot.
Oh no!
This is
it- Are we gonna let Vera
yes.
go for it?
okay. So
I need this explained to me. Sorry. So I read this. I didn't actually get it. So can someone lay it out for me? Because I was
Vera?
like, what the fuck is this even about?
Marjorie Taylor Greene is our QAnon congresswoman who was moved from all committees because she was spouting several QAnon crazy theories. Right across the aisle from her is Marie Newman, whose daughter is trans. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, to be specifically inflammatory, put a sign up in front of her desk that said, there's only 2 genders, get over it.
Yeah.
Trust
this
the
woman-
science. Trust the science.
The
You
science
can't
She
see
doesn't
in the
trust
Bible.
any
one
science.
gender.
No, but that's what the sign says. In the picture, it says there's only 2 genders, male and female. Trust in the science.
She
That's
doesn't
what the
trust
sign
any
says.
science. This woman doesn't
Trust the
believe in
sci- well,
vaccines. She
actually,
doesn't believe in
look-
climate
Say
change.
science
She only
says there's more
believes
than 2 genders.
can we let's talk
Sorry.
about someone
I
who
think
has to.
let Sandy go first because I know
Yeah.
she's got to go,
Right, Sandy,
and then
you
we'll
go.
we'll have a go.
I'll mute myself.
Oh, I think that one is, to use the potato again, a hot potato. It's it's a topic where I think the whole trust the science thing, I think there's new science, there's a lot of new evidence base around identity and how we perform it, and all of those things, I guess, are something that's emerging at the moment. We're moving towards this transhuman, philosophically, not talking about trans-identified persons, but a transhuman period where we're going post-human right now philosophically. It's a huge movement, lots of traction. What does, fertility look like in the future? What does, motherhood or parenthood or whatever you want to call it, what does that actually look like? So we're in this really kind of changing time. And I think it's something where these conversations need to just happen and not be silenced. And I think dehumanizing conversations need to not happen as well. So it's kind of that, how do you balance it? How do you have a conversation that needs to happen around these emerging ideas, but do it respectfully and do it in a way that is honoring, someone's existence as well. So
But Sandy, there's now a big thing going on that they don't want to call it breastfeeding, that we need to call it chest feeding because the word breast is offensive. I guess they didn't know that men have breasts as well.
I think it was just offensive to that one poster. I don't think that's actually really a movement.
Oh, no, it's a thing. Check Twitter.
Well, we have
and
universities in Australia. We have universities where they're developing new guidelines around gender-affirming language, gender-safe language, and there's been a bit of controversy that's come up just here in Australia academically. There's a lot of argument for academic freedom as well to just start talking about these things. You know, people might feel quite scared, concerned when there's new terminology, new language, discourse that is, you know, coming into the mainstream. But it's just something that needs to be debated. It's something that needs to be discussed.
For sure.
You know, that's the thing, you know. I mean, with chest feeding, personally, I don't understand needing to use the term. But then again, I can understand for the parties that want that term, why they've come to that conclusion as well. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, really.
This is my problem, is that I think, you know, a very small minority wants to negate a whole majority. Like, you know, most people that breastfeed their children. So you've got this small minority that don't want to call it that. That's cool. Call it whatever you want. Why do we need to reterm everything for a small part of something? I think it's negating what a cisgendered female actually goes through.
As a cisgendered female who did in fact nurse both children, I feel like I don't have any problems using more inclusive language. However, I do see the point to why are we shying away from medical terms, because breast is a medical term.
Yeah.
Not only that, but breasts occur in male and female. You raise the male's prolactin level, they will produce milk.
Yeah,
it's
Jeffrey's
gender
trying to do this.
specific. It's not gender specific.
Can I give one example of political correctness gone mad? Was we had okay, so I'm not naming people. We had people, patients that were identifying as female that were obviously born male that were coming into a clinic I worked at. So the reception, out of respect, was admitting them as the preferred gender that they wanted. So guess who was sending out letters for a pap smear to somebody who doesn't have a cervix? I'm sorry.
We have a similar issue in our clinic. We have many people with gender questions who are transitioning or just exploring, and they change their name. They have preferred names and preferred pronouns. And as a mental health clinic, we respect their decisions, but their insurance doesn't. If you send that script for, you know, James, and James wants to be called Jenny, if you send it under Jenny, Jenny's not going to get any meds. The insurance company will only pay for James.
And I think the medical world really needs to kind of catch up with this. And I think I was speaking to you about this, Luke, that there just needs to be some way to note, like, assigned male at birth identifies female. And
exactly. Look, and I will say the clinic did end up having like an addition to their software where we could actually tick a box that was transgender. So it would stop all of the, you know, the hoo-ha.
And, you know, and there's a way to like still be respectful to their journey, to their choice, to their life, but still have this life-saving information that they may need, you know?
Marie, do you have something to say? You look like you're going to start every 5 seconds.
Sorry, Marie.
The thing is, and to me, you know, if you're deciding to transition from a girl to a boy, or a boy to a girl, you have to update your IDs, because it's really not fair to me, who's a server. I'm looking at someone who looks like a boy, but on the ID, it's a girl. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like going back and forth, and I don't want to offend this person, but I'm like,
well, it's not you,
yeah.
right? Like, that's not who you are. Like, that, so I wouldn't serve them.
Well,
shit, Marie. I think, like, look, whether you serve them a beverage or not, it's probably not going to affect them. But I think in medical care, like, we need to know the truth. Like,
Yeah, but I just think you need to know the truth and think, because I could go to jail for serving the wrong person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
so it's not
True.
It's not fair. We could lose our liquor license. You know what I'm saying? So like, you're right. Everyone does need to catch up. If you are going to make that transition, you need to update your ID. You need to update your medical information, just everything across the board, because it gets very confusing for everybody.
Well, part of this struggle, I do believe, is the high cost of being poor.
Mhm.
You know, the cost to update all your licensure is high and prohibitive to some people.
And
you know?
some medical insurance companies won't let you change your gender once you're insured under one gender.
All right, we're going to close the book on that there, because it looks like there's lots more to say, and we will probably
Another time.
at some point do a special of some kind. Let's thank Sandy for her time, because she does have to go. We've
Bye,
kept her longer.
Sandy.
Hi,
So-
Sandy. Thank you.
We are
Thanks for
looking
having
forward
me.
to Ask Sandy.
With
So
a
we'll see
gender
you.
neutral name, Sandy.
Sandy.
Yes.
In the potato Sandy in the near future. We'll be
Oh my
back
God.
to talk about
have
all
to
the
put-
weird and wonderful with you.
We have to put a potato Sandy on the beach for your next promo.
Oh, please.
yeah, with like just a little potato with the waves crashing in. It'll be beautiful.
Rolling
Dear.
serenely down the sand. Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Oh.
thanks so much, guys. Have a wonderful show.
Thanks, Sandy. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Andy.
She's killing me.
Oh, dear. Potato Sandy. That's the best. All right, so should we go from vegetables to fruit?
What
Okay,
guy are we talking
Let's
about
see.
now?
No, we're talking about how wrong the peach got it.
Oh,
So
Damn.
Donald J. Trump on the 25th of the 2nd, 2020. The coronavirus is very much under control in the USA. We are in contact with everyone and all relevant countries. CDC and World Health have been working hard and very smart. Stock market is starting to look very good to me.
He was wrong.
It didn't age in the next month.
Now let's talk about trusting the science on that one.
And he didn't. And just to throw the other woman back under the bus, she doesn't trust the science on masks. She was one of the people that refused to wear a mask in the
Well, as
chamber.
I was going to say, there's someone on the panel that has to trust the science. Like Marie, after everything you've been through, how confusing is it at the moment for you and your family? Because like you literally have to just take the doctor's words for what they are.
Well, and it was hard because we couldn't see him. You know what I'm saying? And like, to be talking to someone on the phone one day and they'd be perfectly fine, and then a couple weeks later, and it's like, wait a second, what do you mean? Like he was totally fine. I was just hanging out with him a month ago. You know what I'm saying? Or 2 months ago, like we were literally cooking out and sitting around a fire pit. Like, how do you mean like he's gone? You know, so to me, it's
Jeffrey.
that is
hard, you
inappropriate.
know?
I didn't do
Like
it.
it's sorry. It's just a really, hard situation, because I don't think it's super real to you until you lose somebody to it. And that's like the problem. You know?
Exactly. So what do you say to all of these people that's saying this does not exist? We do not trust the
when
science.
When I walk in the stores and nobody's wearing masks, and people aren't social distancing, and people are saying, oh yeah, we all shared a weed pen and my whole group got COVID, ha ha ha, and I'm just like, okay, but what if you give it to someone that is going to die from it though? Like, would you feel guilty about that when you could have just done something differently, like to not get it? Like, that's to me, like the problem. I check my temperature every day. Jeffrey knows this. The first day I woke up with a low-grade fever, I was calling around to get a rapid test, contacted my job, contacted everyone I was around, like, hey, I'm going to get tested for COVID. I have a low-grade fever. And I was positive. And I called everybody. Start watching the kids, start monitoring everybody. Like, I tested positive. I'm asymptomatic.
Because you're a responsible, decent person. Wow, funny
And
that.
I think you said it best. You said, as soon as I can get vaccinated, I'm going to do it. If I can prevent one other person from suffering like I did, then it's enough. And that's
Exactly.
perfect. That's why you do it.
It's herd immunity.
My husband did not do good with this virus, and his father died from it. So, to me, it's important to me just because, I'm obviously married to someone who has high blood pressure, who has a heart condition. You know what I'm saying? Even though he's only 39, I don't want to lose my husband to this either, because he was very sick. So, but yeah, it's hard in Florida right now. Like it's just on the loose, like it's everywhere. They pretty much just said, you're not escaping it here.
Well, you can't escape it anywhere, can you? Because that's a very good
apparently
segue.
you can in Australia.
You can't in Cancun.
Okay, I have so many things to say about this.
So we've got to remember that we are also an audio podcast. So we're talking about Ted Cruz's calling out his neighbors for leaking info about his Cancun trips. Don't be assholes, reads the headline. So Katie, go.
Okay, so for all you audio listeners, I would like to describe Ted Cruz's haircut. It is a business attire in the front and a curly party in the back. And I don't know who told him that was okay, but he's rocking it apparently. And if Ted Cruz, if all he has to worry about is people leaking his text, he's got it pretty fucking good. And I think he already knows he does because he left millions, probably not millions, but maybe millions of people freezing without water, without heat, without food. And let's just go to fucking
While he went to Cancun.
And he left his
is
dog.
he related to our Prime Minister?
He left his dog alone in the house. That poor fucking dog.
His dog named Snowflake.
By the way.
We've got his statement here, so let's see what it says. This is his statement on the Mexico trip. I would never leave Texas during such a difficult time unless it was the utmost importance, and it was. I had just seen Coco and wanted to see if it was true. If skeletons were real, if guitars were real, I had to know.
This cannot be true. He did not say that, did he?
No. No, but it was going around Twitter, and I found it very funny.
I know,
so
I had to include it. I'm sorry.
I was like, this cannot be real.
But people, okay, so
good.
He's a douchebag, right? Like I can't stand him. But I do have a few issues. One, fuck you, neighbors. Okay, mind your own goddamn business. Don't take pictures of people packing up and leaving. I hate that shit, Mrs. Kravitz. Second, I also feel like, okay, so we're hating on the man because he's got the dough to go to Mexico. But the country though where he don't like the brown people, so he wants a wall for his state to keep them out, but he's going to go there to get away from the cold. So I mean, that's its own thing. But again, like if they had money to leave, they would too.
It's not about having the money. It's he has a responsibility as an elected official. He served his constituents, and he left them to fend for themselves.
I get it, but listen, I'm not staying there either. If you got the means to get out, get out.
He's exempt.
I don't agree with that. I just don't.
I do.
It's kind of like the Titanic. The captain has to go down with the ship.
It was a shitty move on his part. I get it, but I don't agree with it. Like I feel like if you have the means,
I'm gonna bet Beto could have got out. I'm gonna bet that AOC didn't have to go there.
I'll say Beto stuck around.
Governor Abbott had the means to get out. You know for a fact that W had all the means to get out, and the Bush family is still in Texas. They did not leave the country.
Look, when half of our country was on fire, our Prime Minister went to Hawaii. So, you know.
And I'm sure you all thought he was a big old douche.
Well, why
still do?
So, if there's a crisis, nobody can take a trip. Like, what is he going to do? Go take
if there's a crisis and you are an elected leader, you have a responsibility to lead.
But what is he going to do in a blizzard? Get a generator with a what's the
that's what he's going to do. He's going to get a generator. There were people freezing to death in world because they had no heat.
But
no water. He could get a gas-powered generator to people in Killeen.
I guess if you're elected by the people, you need to show up for the people. Even if you can't really do anything, you need to show that you're there for them. And not just
blankets.
Using your privilege.
Water.
And
I mean, what was Beto and AOC really going to do? They raised money so they could get supplies there. You could have done that, Teddy.
Right,
You've
but
got connections.
he could have done that from Mexico. My whole issue is that he went to Mexico.
But he
like
didn't.
the country that
But
they want to
he
keep people
didn't.
out from.
He wasn't going to do a damn thing. He was going to leave and go on vacation.
See,
That was
what
it.
he could have done, if we all believe urban legends, he could have picked up his serial killer ways and just wiped out some more of the population. Then no one would be hungry or thirsty. So let's talk about...
He was more useful as
let's
the
talk
Zodiac
about-
killer.
I don't know where
Not-
you got that urban legend, but we don't believe that he's a
Don't you
serial
know?
killer.
I do. I do.
Have you
He
heard
is
that?
absolutely the Zodiac killer.
Where-
Absolutely.
Everyone thinks he's the Zodiac.
He is.
Allegedly.
No, he
But
is.
let's talk about making you want to stay the fuck at home. Did anyone see this fucking footage of the engine of a Boeing 777 exploding midair while the passengers were on the plane? All I have to say is you wouldn't have to kill me because I'd be already dead, drowning in my own feces and vomit. Next.
So when you
Let's go to Marie first. I want to hear what Marie has to say about that.
About the plane?
Yes.
Okay, my husband made me fly on some ghetto airline one time. They couldn't even get the door closed. Okay, it took 3 of them to close the door. It was so sketch. I was like, I'm gonna kill you. You ever make me fly this airline again? What was the airline? Maybe Allegiant or something. I don't even know. But I was like, we're gonna die. Like it was just like they couldn't get the. I'm like, isn't that a problem if they can't get the door?
Yeah, it's a big problem.
Right? It's like, you know, and they're like shoving it. Like I was just like, yeah, that it was a rough flight.
Marie don't drive long car trips. Like so, her on a plane is.
I don't. I hate like being in cars.
Our
please.
family is not good on planes. Like it's not. Everybody drives everywhere. We don't. I'll do it, but I don't like it.
I'll do it. That's the way I feel about it. I'll do it, but I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah, I like
I'll
to
do
take
it
a lot
too,
of
yeah,
drugs.
I've never been afraid on a plane.
I get like
Me either, Vera. I'm the same.
it's like takeoff. I'm anxious. Once we're in the air, I'm fine. And once we start to land, I'm getting a little nervous again. And then, once we're on solid ground, I'm feeling fine. It's just that before and after, man.
Look, you aren't even safe in these streets anymore. Breaking news this morning, Lady Gaga's dog walker got shot in the fucking chest so someone could steal 2 of her dogs.
Okay, can we just talk about
good.
the elephant in the room with her? She's offering $500,000 for information about her dogs. What about the people that shot the fucking dog walker, bitch?
Exactly.
Well,
I don't give a fuck about him.
I assume the information about the dogs includes information about the dog walker.
Right, but why does it, like, come on, you could have worded that better.
Yeah,
All right.
it was worded poorly, but I assume she meant like the whole scenario.
Like $500,000 for your 2 French bulldogs, bitch. What about the dude that got shot making minimum wage, taking those assholes for a
You
walk?
don't know that he's making minimum wage. I bet she's paying him real nice. I hear Gaga's a real stand-up gal.
I want to know who was
Are
screaming.
you gendering her, Katie? Are you gendering her by calling her a gar? A gar, a girl, a gar.
Her name is Lady Gaga.
She
Yes,
safely genders herself. Katie
I'm
is not
just
assigning
playing,
any
I'm
gender
playing.
that Lady Gaga
Oh,
has not
guys.
assumed.
You gotta pick a better one to do that on.
Okay, well,
All right, I'm gonna be the asshole here.
Tiger
and
Woods
say,
is an asshole. The end.
Yay! Tiger Woods is an
about Gaga.
asshole.
Sorry,
Oh.
Tiger Woods is an asshole.
Sorry, Vera.
But this
Go,
goes back to
go
what I was
Gaga.
saying last Thursday. Why do we make everybody a saint when they die or get sick? We know Tiger Woods is an asshole. He's
Especially when he was
cheated on his
cheating.
wife, public drunkenness, hit the one girlfriend, and now that he's crashed his car, oh, poor Tiger. Yeah,
Somebody
I
got
know,
in
poor
trouble
Tiger. I
for
don't
talking
wish him
shit.
ill, but
And did they even drug test him or breathalyze him after the crash? I don't think they did.
He was driving like an asshole. They said he was driving irresponsibly, so no one's making him look good.
But he didn't get a ticket.
Well, of course he
No,
didn't get a
no,
fucking
no.
ticket.
But why wasn't he tested? That's mandatory here. If there's an accident, first
see,
thing
that's
you get tested.
mandatory here, but not necessarily
Well, see, that's what I think is kind of funny is they know he was driving like an asshole. He has a history of driving under the influence, and they're not testing him. Meanwhile, Bruce Springsteen gets a breathalyzer well under the limit, and they still charge him with driving under the influence. I mean, that got dropped, but it was still funny that they charged him anyways.
Well, there you go. Like, they didn't want another issue. And the dude, he's just a mess, right? And he broke his leg in a bunch of places. Like,
both
mess up his career. And he's like, I don't want it to end this way. Well, maybe you would have kept your dick in your pants. Karma's an asshole.
Here's some information.
Provide me a source, Coughlin. I don't believe anything you're saying.
Oh
my God. Every time I'm on this show, she goes after him every time.
Well, I thought we weren't liked anymore, but that's okay. Whatever. So
we gotta canonize poor little Tiger. You know, put those in.
Listen, that's
so anyway.
Tiger's years. Show it.
Tiger's probably hoping that he could have a reboot. So I've got a question for you in a topic that I like to call, a segment I like to call The View From Here.
Still haven't nailed you with that yet, have they?
Still, we're 6 weeks in, living life. All right,
yeah.
Here's my question for the panel, because the show has all been about reboots, so we haven't talked about it, but they're rebooting Rugrats, they're rebooting Frasier, they're rebooting Luke's your favorite show, what's it called? Punky Brewster. Couldn't think about it. Punky Brewster.
Oh, I didn't have things to say.
Well, we went to do an article about McDonald's.
We were. But what would you reboot if you could? And I'm not just talking about a TV show.
Did he really just eat a bite of McDonald's?
He
smooth.
Did.
That was
so. If you could reboot one thing, it doesn't necessarily have to be a TV show or a movie. If you have a favorite restaurant that's gone, if you have a favorite something.
So fucking proud of him.
What would you reboot if you could? Jeffrey, you just said Melrose Place. Give us reasons why.
Heather Locklear. Hello. I mean, nobody can fire a bitch like Heather Locklear. And then you got Courtney Thorne-Smith just throwing the shit. It's my office now. And then she's banging Billy on the desk. We need some entertainment like that in our life. But listen, I did see that Punky Brewster reboot, and I don't care. I'm talking about it.
Go for it.
The girls look fabulous. The kids were cute. And I was really tripped, though, because they're trying to sell it as like the same apartment, and it's been totally different. There's a door now in the kitchen that wasn't there. And then they had like the green screen for the tree house. It was, and it was a little tacky, but the first episode dropped a bomb, like right at the end of it. Punky's mother called her. And that's how the first episode ended. And what's his name? Freddie Prinze Jr.? Girl, age has not been kind to him. I don't know what Buffy's doing to him at home, but damn, he looked like he got road hard wet. Oh my God, I can't talk.
Road hard, put away wet.
Thank you.
Seems like let's keep this moving.
Katie, what are we rebooting for you?
Tales from the Crypt.
I love that everyone's going with TV shows. Anyway, but go. Why Tales from the Crypt? Go.
Why not? Because it was awesome. I mean, I think obviously we all know I am a big horror fan, and I think with the way people are coming up with great ideas now, like the shorts are where it's at. Like this is where the quality horror content is coming from, are these short films that get turned into major features. For example, Lights Out, which was shit. But anyways, the short was amazing. So I think that if we reboot it, we could get some really great content and, get your horror fill. Thank you, Ryan Coughlin. One thing you've said that is worthwhile today.
Oh.
Jesus, girl. Jesus, girl. Okay, Marie, what are we rebooting for Marie?
I would redo the ending for Game of Thrones and go in a different direction than what they did, because that was disappointing.
Yes,
it was very
I back you up there.
I was like, why did you kill her?
Just have sex with her. I know she's your aunt, but it's okay. It's fine.
Well, you are in
totally fine.
Florida.
I agree with you there. It was rushed. We deserved better. And
Yes.
yes, I'm with you on that.
Oh dear. Well, I never watched Game of Thrones, so I can't really speculate.
Oh my God, it was
so,
amazing.
It was so
lovely
good
Vera,
until the end.
What are we rebooting for Vera?
Ooh,
I can't
stuffy.
think of a thing.
Bonanza.
Bonanza.
You sure has to ride that hard.
You don't want to
Ooh.
reboot the 70s? You don't want another go at the 70s, Vera?
I Dream a Genie.
Oh,
No, I can't think of
Bewitched.
anything I
That
cared
would be
that much
great.
about that I want to
Bewitched.
see.
I Dream a Genie.
Bewitched. Laverne and Shirley would be a great reboot.
No, by the time it was over, they'd exhausted a lot of storyline.
Shirley,
That was
yeah,
beat.
Shirley wasn't even in it at the end of Laverne and Shirley.
Yeah, it was beat by the time it was done. I would like to see Game of Thrones
Dead
redone.
Like
I
Me.
like
Look,
that one. Absolutely.
I'm really
And
sorry,
sucked.
but I have to do this. And Katie, I have to agree with Ryan.
No,
Dead
Dead Like Me was great.
Dead Like Me should come back. Dead Like Me was an amazing show.
Yes, no, I agree. I agree with both of you. Very nice choice.
All right.
It's
I have a
two in
feeling I
one
know.
show, Katie.
I
No,
have a feeling I know
we're
what
on
Luke's gonna
point with
say.
the costs. Oh no, I
I-
don't actually know. Like I don't know. I'm not about reboots. I don't like it. I will never say I'm not happy about them wanting to reboot Buffy. I think it's a bad idea, even though they want to go with a new Slayer and whatever.
Shit.
I agree with
You're outnumbered here, baby. Sorry. No.
No, the
Sacrilegious.
movie was better than the show.
But
Hey.
they're two different
Hey.
things, though. Oh,
The show was trash.
Hey,
no, it was not.
no, it wasn't,
Trash.
Jeff. I don't think you engaged
Trash.
properly with the show. The show was
I knew it
amazing.
should.
But look, I just don't like reboots or rebooting anything. If I had to say, like, if something needed a do-over, it would be something that just needs to come back. I don't think you should redo something. I like to revive stuff. So
Well, that's what a
Punky
reboot
Brewster.
is. It's
Stay
reviving
by
it.
the bell.
yeah, exactly. Because the Punky thing is not a reboot. Because it's not negating what happened with Punky when in the 80s. Like it's just Punky now. Like that's cool. And I'm cool with all of that. I just don't like it when they do it like when they try to do it with Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street. Charmed was a fucking disaster.
Actually, Ryan, Jeff has some choice words for the Saved by the Bell reboot.
What? I like it.
That's what I mean. You have some
Jeff
choice
loves
words.
it.
No, I didn't.
Yes, but-
It took a while. Like the first couple episodes were real rude. They were just rough. But then, like, as it went on, the story was cute. Like they have a trans girl on there. There was a storyline about that was really great. So there was things about it that were cute, and the way that they did it totally different, and the nods to the show, and that it was a show. I thought it was unique and it was cute. I hate
Hey,
you, Luke.
speaking of Saved by the Bell, let's reboot.
Can I have my go?
Hold
No.
on.
Oh,
Reboot
sorry.
Showgirls. Reboot
Okay.
Showgirls.
Yes,
Sequel to Showgirls. Sequel to Showgirls.
they have
What do I mean?
showgirls too.
No, we
Yeah,
want
but
to
like a
reboot.
real one.
Do it again.
Actually,
Everyone.
Stevie, they're
Go ahead.
redoing Cluedo or Clue as well as a
Yes, Luke,
cartoon.
we know,
So you
we
can talk
know.
about that.
I can talk about what I want to reboot. Controversial opinion. I feel like we should go back in time about just over 12 months ago and reboot Eating Strange Things in Wet Markets
Oh,
Wait.
so that we wouldn't have COVID-19. That's
I
all.
think
Reboot COVID.
no. Isn't the jury out there though? Because there's been like some of the scientists saying that it was like a lab grown thing. I don't want to get into
Yeah, all right,
conspiracies.
conspiracy. Where's your QAnon hat?
I don't want to
Yeah.
do that. I'm not QAnon.
Yeah,
I'm
it
just
is
Already
saying.
did that. You already went there, Luke.
I'm just saying that shit's out there. That's all.
It's
Okay.
out there and
Don't
it's
come for me.
unproven.
Fuck.
Speaking
Oh,
of the shit,
unproven.
speaking of the shit that's about to go out
Fuller
there,
House. I liked the Fuller House. It was fun.
All right.
It was
Trash.
wholesome.
you two can argue off air. We're gonna when the shit's gonna fly because we're about to hit a segment that we like to call Vera events. Alrighty, here she goes.
I
Ready?
was of
Zach,
several different
Got my
minds.
treats. I'm ready.
Vent, go.
I was of several different minds about today's event. I was really thinking about the Marjorie Taylor Greene thing because she was a twat. I was also thinking about the Tiger Woods thing because he also is a twat. but I kind of wanted to go in a different direction today. And I want to talk about the things we agree on. I think that this country is not as divided, nor do I think the world is as divided as people want us to think. Then I wrote down some statistics. 67% of the population believes we need to increase the minimum wage. Majority believe it needs to be $15 or more. There are people who make an argument for $22 an hour because that's what it would be if it kept up with inflation. The majority of people, 73% of all Americans and around the world, believe that gay rights are human rights and that LGBTQ plus rights should not be denied by anyone for any reason. 83% of Americans believe that we need COVID relief now. 69% of Americans believe in single-payer insurance, and 69% also believe that Medicare for all, as outlined by Bernie Sanders, is the way to go. How do we get this stuff? I don't know. I don't know how we have 50% of our senators represent 39 million Americans, whereas 40 or 50% represent the other 300 million of us. You know, the map is rigged, the system is rigged. We need to take back our power, people, because believe it or not, we agree more than we disagree. There's my vent.
You need some punky power.
Oh. Vera, again with the maths. Oh.
I know. I thought about that as I was writing down the statistics. That Steve hates it when I use the math.
Oh, look, I go like this.
But look, she's absolutely right. Because the problem is that the people that are in charge of countries are the people that hold wealth, right? Mm-hmm. And they're the top 1%. And we always get given these figures like, oh, we've got to pay so many billion in welfare and so many this. And then we all sort of think, oh, well, that's shit. Like, I don't want to pay my taxes for that. But the problem is these people are making so much more than that. Like, they've got so much money that we couldn't even fathom it. So when we think about like what they want to do for like poor people, it's like a drop in the ocean, but you know, that's what gets thrown at us, and that's what they try and piss us off because they don't want us to help them. 10
people in this country increased their personal wealth by a total of $1.1 trillion. 10 people. The rest of us have lost wealth. The rest of the 331 million Americans have lost wealth through the COVID.
Steve, you had a question.
I do. I have to bring this up.
I can't see it.
It says focus on the positive.
We love you, Coffee. We miss you, Coffee.
I've got one word to say. You've watched the show before. Don't get used to it. Marie, you have something to say?
I think Marie had a question as well.
I do, and it's so totally different than what you guys are talking about. Is for you gamers who like scary stuff. The new game is called Little Nightmares. Have you played it yet?
Enough with the fucking Big Mac. We get it, but
no, Marie, tell us more about Little Nightmares.
Nummy.
It's like a super hot, like it's everyone's playing it over here right now, but you're a little kid who has to go through and like hide from monsters and stuff. And if you want something to have like your anxiety like through the roof, turn off all the lights. And it's like some parts are scary. I screamed my ass off.
I was gonna say, Marie, kids couldn't play that game. It'd be fucking horrifying, wouldn't it?
It's a little scary. I don't think kids are playing it. I'm talking about like more our age are playing it. My daughter and her boyfriend, like me and my husband, you know, all of his friends. But it's called like Little Nightmares. And if you want something fun to play in the dark, because I know you guys like horror stuff and creepy stuff, but they did a really good job with it.
I feel like we should play this on UCR.
We should. If you want something that isn't a nightmare, but it was a total dream, we have our interview coming up with Katie Underwood airing on Tuesday. Yes. Here's the promo.
Aussie recording artist Katie Underwood joins us to discuss everything from pop stars, Bardot, her solo career, and healing through music.
Listen, I know
who did that voiceover.
It's not sexy like Vera, but it was me.
Where's the promo that has the clip?
We're not talking about like. That's all right.
Oh, the piss clip. I don't know if we can play the piss clip. Can we, Steve? Is this...
I don't have it loaded. But anyway,
No, we're not doing the piss clip. Katie talks about pissing on animals.
If you don't know who Katie Underwood is, then you need to watch. You need to watch the show on Tuesday/Wednesday here in the States. Luke, Jeff, and I had an amazing time with Katie. We talked for well over an hour about like everything. I don't think there was a topic that we didn't cover. It started out as a music interview, and then we went to everything.
And she was so candid, wasn't she? Like she was just
very
throwing
candid
stuff to us. I was like, "Oh, girl!" Like,
yeah, because it was just before she came on that I had to do research because I, had never heard of the group or anything. And then I realized though that one of the songs I was messaging one of my friends.
ASAP.
Yeah, we did drag to
She
it.
does music therapy now, right? Didn't I read
She
that?
does. She talks all about it, and God help us all. Excuse me. Jeffrey has signed on. I nearly vomited.
I did. I'm in the group. I get the videos, and we're doing some chanting. We're learning the chanting, and it is been amazing. Actually, like it's calmed me down. The sleep meditation is fantastical. It's a good time.
Fantastical.
You're
Put that
able
in the
to
review.
chill. That's amazing.
can we link little Kate's right now? Wait, let me have a look.
Anyway, but all the links are going to be in the show notes. So if you are hanging around doing nothing on Tuesday, Wednesday, check out our show because it is a great interview. We're going to leave it there for this week, guys. It was so lovely to have such a full house. I feel like I was going to say the Olsen twins, but they don't believe it. I don't believe in Full House anymore. But it was good to see everyone, and we hope to see everyone again really soon next week on UCR Live. Peace out. Don't forget, y'all better reboot y'all booties. Bye, man.